Gita, 6th chapter today. Proper title is the chapter Sankhya-yoga. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swamini Namah. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Jai Vishesha Shrimadi Panchadade Sakari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashita Karma Phalam Karyam karma karoti va. So sannyasi cha yogi cha. Na niragni na cha kriya. Na niragni na cha akriya. Yes, ma'am.
The blessed Lord said, one who is unattached to the fruit of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renowned order of life, and is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work.
Okay. Small light. Oh, it's only one light. Okay. So here, actually, in the first 6 chapters, there is a lot of, everywhere you will see, permeating is karma yoga. There is a discussion about karma everywhere. Again, it has come that just somebody who, idea of spiritual life means who sits down in a forest, renounces all the material beauties, lights no fire. There is karma sannyasa. And it is considered generally in the society as a very great thing. But here Krishna is saying, the person who is not attached to the fruits of work, but is work as is obliged, is higher. But this work, actually, people may say, I should be equal to my friends and enemies, and I should do work, but I do not think of the result, is not possible without Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, that's the proper experience of the purport. Only in Krishna consciousness, this kind of karma yoga is actually bhakti-yoga. Correct? Yeah. Therefore, Prabhupada equates karma yoga to bhakti-yoga many times. The reason is that this kind of, there is called actually nishkam karma yoga. Prabhupada doesn't, just like Ashtanga yoga now, which we explained in the chapter, Prabhupada says, practical, do bhakti yoga. Similarly, the nishkam karma yoga, some people say, do your duty, don't be attached to the fruit. It is there in the Bhagavad Gita here. It is higher than even being a market vairagi, false vairagi. But the point, that's what the Prabhupada also said, that also we should understand that point. He said by somebody who is artificially a sadhu, correct? Artificially a sadhu means the purpose of a temple is not to preach the message of Krishna consciousness, but purpose is to earn the livelihood. He said, better than that is a person who sweeps the road and earns the livelihood. Okay? Better than that. Imagine there's a revolutionary state. That is, all these caste brahmanas are correct. Mostly they have no mission to preach. They have no mission to preach the message, making people devotees. Samskar nahi ho, kya samjhega. Instead of agreeing to their inability to preach, they tells something he doesn't understand. Hey, no samskar, what he will understand. They do like that actually. They leave it. No effort, energy to preach. So then it becomes a joint mess, which Prabhupada appreciated. So then this nishkam karma yogi is also difficult in fact. What is actually the Krishna conscious person, even though he may be differently situated. He may be working, just like in Prabhupada launched the movement, it did happen. There was no money in the movement at that moment. Correct? The many devotees were working. They came to Prabhupada, I want to join. Prabhupada said, no, don't join. You continue working. In fact, Sasuru Maharaj did so much service later, even now. So at that time he came to Prabhupada and he left his job. Prabhupada said, no, don't leave the job. Prabhupada, I want a full time. Yeah, that is later. No, how will I run the temple? So Prabhupada writes in the purport in Bhagavad Gita, they are more than sannyasis, these people. Correct? They are actual sannyasis. They sacrifice everything. That essence has to be seen. Correct? Not that somebody, external situation is not important. What is he doing? He is wearing what dress? No. And what way he is seeing that people get the message of Krishna consciousness. He takes pleasure in that and he tries to see it is done. Correct? That is more important. What is the platform? That is more important. This external dress is no value. In fact, there was a time that a devotee, Prabhupada wants to print books. So he sends money for the printing. Just like there was a time George Harrison sent money for whole Krishna book to be printed. It was very rich person. He sponsored the whole printing. So proper rights to the devotee. Actually, both of us are on an equal platform. You see, sweetness. I am writing and you are sending money for publication. Both of us are on an equal platform. You know, we used to touch the heart of his humility, the devotees. In fact, when I say proper memories, it's amazing. People who are rough and tough, who broke their heart. You see, they look like people, you know, who are really so tough by the face, by the features. But when they talk about Prabhupada, they break down. He just penetrated their heart by his sincerity. Okay, so this shloka is. We'll go to the next.
What is called enunciation is the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. For no one can become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification.
Okay, this is very simple to understand. Now, you can't link yourself with the Lord unless you detach yourself from sense gratification. It's not possible. You know, it's simultaneous. It's not that I am doing some kind of exercise, some kind of yoga, at the same time I am doing sense gratification. It is like lighting a fire and putting water. But anyway, this essence we have discussed many times. But there is some important line here. Actually, it is said that you read Prabhupada's books, it should be, wow. That means we are reading properly. It's always there. Every line is a wow because we are hearing a person who's Vaikuntha man. When you're hearing him, he's speaking in his platform of seeing. You see the interesting line here. The living entity, you see the third line, starting at the end of second line. The living entity has no separate, independent identity. If I ask you a name, you say Sri Vyas. You have no identity independent of Krishna. This is too revolutionary thing to speak. Okay? He has no separate identity. No separate, and then Prabhupada is qualifying, independent identity. Just like, you know, when you go to the college, who are you? You say, I am son of so and so. Okay? So, very clear that my identity is not independent. So, the point is, whenever we think Prithak Bhava, that I am independent of the Lord, it's complete mind. My existence is as servant of Krishna. Just like a finger. The finger does not have an existence, independent identity, unless it is connected to the body. It's useless otherwise. Okay? The soul has no separate, independent identity. Just imagine. When this is solved, all problems are over. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jiva Krishna Das, E Vishwasa, Karleta Dukkana. Just accept this Vishwas, means just accept this fact. What? You are a servant of Krishna. You have no problems after. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, that's one devotee speaks with beautiful realizations. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked, what he was asked? What is the nature of the soul? What does he say? Jire Swarupa Nitya Krishna. The identity of the soul is, it's an eternal servant of Krishna. He didn't talk about, you know, the soul has this property, the soul cannot be cut into pieces. You know, there are so many properties given in Bhagavad Gita. Nayanam Chandanti Shasrani. He didn't speak about that. He spoke about the most important characteristic of the soul. What is that? The Swarupa is Krishnera Nitya Dasa. So this is very important point. You know, it can make a life so peaceful. Even in the 5th chapter which we read last time, the last shloka says, Bhokta Ram Yagna Prasad. Krishna said, I am the only judge. And suppose I am the body, stomach declares I am the only judge. You cannot get envious because there is no other way. You have to put it. So similarly, when Krishna, the Supreme Personality, says, I am the enjoyer, therefore Prabhupada says in the introduction, or rather in the preface, the essence of Gita is, instead of satisfying your own senses, satisfy the senses of Krishna. That's all. If you understood this, understood the whole Gita. Correct? All the shlokas are rotating around that essence. That is that is what you have to catch with the pure devotee. catches. That's a dharmasya tattva nihitam guhaya. The real essence of the scriptures is in the heart of a pure devotee. Tarka pratishtaha. You can't get it just by reading Vedic literature. You will not get it. It's there in the heart of a devotee. He catches the essence. He catches Krishna, where the main point is. The main point, suppose somebody says one line, tell me Bhagavad Gita. This is one line. Instead of satisfying your senses, satisfy senses of Krishna. Over. That's what Krishna wanted to say. And that's what in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna wanted not to fight because he was feeling that it will be very nice not to fight. Krishna says, no, you satisfy my senses, fight. That's it. Correct? Not to fight was not basis of anything else other than his own sense gratification. Yeah, I'll be very comfortable if I don't fight. Nonsense. You are my servant, your business is satisfied. The rest is just details, what happens in the Bhagavad Gita. So one cannot become a yogi unless they renounce the desire of sense gratification. Any yoga you take, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti. In fact, Prabhupada doesn't use karma yoga as such. He uses a karma yoga which qualifies as bhakti-yoga. Just karma, somebody is doing his duty. Prabhupada doesn't put at all even in the category of yoga. He uses jnana yoga, he uses ashtanga yoga, and he uses bhakti-yoga in all the purports that I saw. Because there is really some connection to the Lord. If it is not there, just doing a duty, that will not be spiritual. Yes.
For one who is a neophyte, the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be the means. And for one who has already attained yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means.
Yeah, there are some words, just like medicine is famous for big words. Correct? So now, beginner, they use the word arukshaho yoga. And for those who are arudhasya, yoga arudhasya, yoga aruksha, aruruksha, double Google. Yoga aruruksha and yoga arudhasya. If you want terms, you have terms there ready. It will be simple. Why complicate life? We don't want to do that. It's not needed. So Prabhupada did not do that. He used to speak very simply. Prabhupada used to be very conscious. He used to speak very simply. Not too much long arguments. He used to know what. Just like suppose you are a good teacher, correct? By result we can know. Even though you know, because you speak, you know the audience. And you speak according to the audience. Kali-yuga, the audience are already so disturbed. And you speak in this language. Yoga, aruruksha. He will leave alone. So Prabhupada doesn't use it. But in purport it tells, because this word has come in the shloka. Some people are there. They will speak all this heavy words and people, they hear lecture, they don't understand anything. But they know it is correct. You have very nice, very good. But nothing they take home from there because they could not follow. So anyway, there is a beginner, just like we are the beginners. Now we are supposed to be very tightly engaged ourselves, running around in the work of Krishna consciousness. But later, in the advanced situation, a Paramahamsa, just samadhi on Krishna, he doesn't have to move on. But this stage, you can't do that because mind senses will kill you. You have to be running. In fact, even we know that idle mind is the devil's doksha. Therefore, people have this realization. When they are busy, they are very happy. Yeah, I am very busy nowadays. And they feel very happy actually. Something happened. The sitting is, people get. But then Prabhupada also says that in this world, people are busy like monkeys. They think they are busy, but finally they are causing only disturbance. Okay, so we have understood this now. Let's go to the next one.
A person is said to have attained yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities.
Okay. Sense gratification has to be given up. This chapter has a lot of nice verses on mind control. It will also give a summary of Ashtanga Yoga, and also it talks about what if we don't complete the process of spiritual life. And then at the end, Krishna gives a decision, which is the best kind of yoga among all. So this has a lot of things to do. Yes, sense gratification has to, and Prabhupada says the biggest of sense gratification is sex life. It has to be given in any form. It is true in bhakti yoga compared to Ashtanga Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Even grihasthas are admitting. And Ashtanga Yoga and Jnana Yoga, they don't admit. First thing you take sannyas. But Bhakti Yoga, it is admitted. Why? The process is so powerful that even somebody situated as a family, he can be fully transcendental situated. It is such a powerful process. It hasn't demonstrated actually. It is so powerful process that it will, that thing will not disturb you at all. Just like sometimes what happens, and doctors have a good medicine, but they say no, it doesn't matter. You can eat that also. Medicine will take care. Sometimes the doctor says medicine will take care. It doesn't matter. So similarly, our medicine is so powerful. We are not telling children's not allowed. Children are also advanced. They are playing rhythm. They are serving Krishna. Okay? They are playing games and they are not serving Krishna. I know. At that age, philosophy is not at that. No, that's okay. At that age, philosophy is very difficult. They are purified, just being there. They try to hear, it's better, but that age is till 15 years, it's difficult. Some people are more advanced. They can hear. So now what happens is that, so the bhakti process is so powerful. In fact, you just imagine this. And I did that mistake. I used to go to the colleges, and today it's very common. You can notice in the class itself, boyfriend and girlfriends are there, sitting in pairs. And I used to, even recently it happened, I used to say, see, if I start speaking, you'll start crying. You know, this boyfriend, girlfriend, the word doesn't exist in our culture. Only word is prostitute. Prostitute. And the boy and the girl will first start crying. And the boy will be looking with the red eyes at me, what word you are using? It's so common. But Prabhupada went to America actually, he didn't do that. In fact, when he was taking his program, they were all coming in pairs in the beginning. Most of them, except few. Prabhupada was silent about that. He was just making them hear and they were enjoying Krishna consciousness. And one day they used to approach personally Prabhupada in pair. Prabhupada, we are so happy of hearing you and participating in Gita. We like to accept you as our spiritual master. Prabhupada used to say, yes, I will accept you. But one condition. First you have to get married. Then I will initiate. That's fine. So Prabhupada used to first do their Vivāha Homa, then next day initiate them. Just imagine. How can you do that? Now I can't, even I as an amateur, as a neophyte, did not know how to question about these things. Because these things in India are also not common. If you just hit out at this in the day one, that's over. You have polarized 90% mind out there, shut them, they are all shut already. Only 10% will remain. So Prabhupada, because why is the worry? What is the worry? When you have a powerful medicine, instruction should come when they are ready for it. Now let them enjoy, let them hear. You have already shut them off. Let them hear you. Let them hear Krishna consciousness. And you should have confidence. And medicine is so powerful that any condition they are in does not matter. That's why Prabhupada said in the beginning when he came, in the morning at Prabhupada used to have a Bhagavatam class. You know who used to come? The people who were overnight on drugs. Who will be awake in America at 6 o'clock in the morning? In a hostel also, who will be awake? Overnight he had a night out or whatever strange reason. You will not get at 6 o'clock morning somebody in any college today he didn't sleep if somebody has come at 6 o'clock. So they used to come and attend Kirtan and Prabhupada class and Prabhupada was aware of that. So Prabhupada told them, stay high forever. Because the whole night they have taken drugs, but you know you collapse. Suppose you take drink, what happens? You sink and then after that you are done. And that's why they used to come to, now they are done. So you see how much he was confident that the process will take care of it. And in fact he quotes this Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami's system. Yene kena upayena mana Krishna nivesha. Somehow or other fix their mind on Krishna, rest rules and regulations and follow later. So actually we have a universal process which is very powerful. It can affect person in any, but it's not that now the process is so powerful. Let me keep myself in the most comfortable condition. Why? I want to advance. So why I keep myself in an uncomfortable condition? We follow the rules and regulations. Just like suppose the wood is dry. Okay? You put it on the fire, it will immediately burn. You keep it wet, then also it will burn. It will take more time. So if I want to advance in spiritual life, let me keep myself as much pure as possible. Okay? But even if suppose I am not able to give up some habit, there is nothing case of hopelessness. Let the process will take care of it. Process will take care of it. Let me not stop the process. Sometimes it did happen. Proper times, devotees fell down. Fell down means they could not follow the process after some time. And they went back home, the full-time life they could. And Prabhupada, they wrote to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, whatever possible, continue serving Krishna. Don't stop that. Don't stop this, your service to Krishna. Because he knew it will again one day bring them back. Correct? In whatever condition, one thing we should not stop, service to Krishna. Never. Whatever condition, as much it may be fallen, because I have studied through the Prabhupada letter, it may be the most sinful condition which can be imagined. But still, just like Paramatma, in any condition it still accompanies the Atma. In any condition. You go to become a pig or a worm in the stool, Paramatma accompanies you. Why? Still he has a hope. One day he will surrender. Okay? That is why doesn't Paramatma dump the base for no use. So similarly, the Acharya, a real Acharya, actually an Acharya not only by his knowledge, also by his compassion, shows he is an Acharya. Because Prabhupada practically showed. So we should not try to clean ourselves. Yeah, this is the famous shloka we should try to grasp. Udaredatmanam atmanam natmanam avasadaye atmaevahi atmano bandhu atmaeviruparatmanaha. Yeah, you read to me.
A man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and is an enemy as well.
Okay? It's a beautiful instruction. And you saw the poetry of Krishna, Atma, 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 Atma. We should. Because Atma means the mind, Atma means also the soul, Atma means also the body. So, it can be used for all Krishna's poetry. So, therefore, yes, Prabhupada says very nicely one place, mind is an instrument waiting to be trained. That's so nice. It's waiting for training. Just like, you have a mobile, it's waiting for you to set the condition the way you want. It's waiting. You can do it. It's not very difficult. Otherwise, it creates problem. It does something which you don't want it to do. You can set the time, you can set everything in such a way. It does what you want it to do. If you don't set it, so many people start identifying with the mind. We are not the mind. Mind is only an instrument. It's just like a TV. It's just like a computer that I am seeing now. That's all it is. You set it properly. See, I am able to see time. Whatever I need, I have set myself. It's comfortable. I have set the fonts, comfortable font. That's all it is. But people, what they do, they think they are the mind. You have to detach yourself from the mind. You are not the mind. Actually, you are the seer. Mind is not the seer. You are the seer, even of the mind. People think mind is the seer. They make a mistake here. Mind is not. Sometimes I am happy, sometimes I am sad. Actually, I am happy, I am sad. I am separate from the mind, which is just suppose you get a nice letter from somebody and you start laughing. And you get a somebody terse letter, you start crying. Anything happens to the computer? If the computer cry, the computer start laughing, it start dancing on the table. Nothing happens. So similarly, actually, nothing happens with this mind. Mind is an instrument, gives us some information. And I look at the mind, I become happy and I become sad. But I forget, I am not the mind. I am not the mind. I am not even this happiness or laughter which I am showing, the experience which I am showing. Because really my consciousness, I have not experienced this life. Actually, we are not experiencing our real consciousness. We are not experienced. Our real consciousness, we don't even know. I will be a Gopal boy running behind Krishna in unlimited pleasure. That is my real consciousness. Today it is just blocked, completely blocked because of illusion which I myself wanted, unfortunately. Correct? So where I am experiencing my real consciousness. Soul is lying in slumber and some animation done in the mind, an imitation of the origin, some kind of illusory world which I am in. My senses are interacting with sense object, and some experience is created, and I identify with that. I am not that. I am not this panchendriyas, I am not the interaction which is happening with the panchendriyas, with the sense objects, and I am not even the experience that is going on. I am just an observer in this world. And I have forgotten my real consciousness. Therefore, Prabhupada says, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to bring person to his original consciousness, which he has forgotten. So none of us have actually experienced our consciousness this life. Now you ask a medicine, are you experiencing consciousness? Not only you are not experiencing, you have never experienced your consciousness. We are a long way, far away from origin. So this is very important. So mind can become a friend, and mind can be the worst enemy. Our own mind. So the mind, Prabhupada explained the purport, which is engaged in service of Krishna, is a best friend. And mind, which gets attracted to the sense objects, we should immediately understand, I am in danger now. When Krishna starts looking beautiful, yes, my mind is my friend. And my mind, when it gets attracted to sense objects, the sense object starts looking beautiful, I am in danger. People think, I had a crash, I am attracted. Actually, they should know they are in great danger now. Instead of becoming excited about it, you are in a great danger now. Because, see, point is that we do not know what risk we are taking for that flickering small child. What risk we are taking. For trillions of life we will be stuck here. Not one or two. Trillions of life we can be stuck here. Because today I have a good opportunity, I can advance my consciousness along with, everybody has to fill the belly, that's not a big deal, even animals do that. But along with that, I have an opportunity to advance my consciousness, which is not limited. Suppose I want to become a trillionaire, it may be limited because situation does not allow me, correct? But advancement in Krishna consciousness, there is just no impediment. We can be frustrated about some material objective, correct? Because it is limited and it may not be possible, correct? But spiritual objective, there is nothing to be frustrated. It is all open. Unlimitedly it's open. And we do not know how much ocean of pleasure is waiting on Krishna consciousness. We have not tasted a drop and the ocean is waiting. So we don't know. So mind can be the friend which can actually benefit us. And mind is enemy. Why it is enemy? Because it is harming us. Which people sometimes don't understand. But deeply we have to understand. What is my welfare, what is not my welfare. You see that Prabhupada is very nicely explained. Mind absorbed in sense objects is a cause of bondage. And the mind detached from sense objects is a cause of liberation. Okay? Therefore, the mind which is always engaged in Krishna consciousness is a cause of supreme liberation. In fact, Prabhupada spends a lot of time here explaining that everybody should give some time and hear Krishna Katha. That is how the mind will become friend. We cannot push our mind. We don't have strength to control this mind. That example which we give of a tiger. How to catch a tiger in a forest? You have to put a big cat cage, like a rat cage. Correct? You have to put a bait. Tiger will enter, and it will close. Then what do they do? Do you enter inside immediately? What will happen? Tiger will eat. What they do? They starve the tiger for 15 days or whatever time. He doesn't die, they know that, how much, but he becomes very weak. Just like in concentration camp in a Hitler time, the main weapon they use is starve the people. They have no strength to fight. They were so starved, if you see their bodies when they were working also, they were just skeletons. They used to put them in a train to that place or their camp, they used to call the workplace where they were given forced labor. And the train itself, they were not given food for 2 days. When they used to land up, it was just like, without food, without water in 2 days' time, what is the condition of a man? They were kept starved. We used to keep them starved. So similarly, if you want to control this mind, you have to keep him starved. Just like Hitler did. You also keep your mind starved. That's all. Don't give him food. So the sense objects don't give him. Just like a tiger it is done. Keep him starved. Suppose I am a smoker. Every day I smoke cigarette. Now suppose I tell my mind, tomorrow no smoking. Become 4 force. So what you have to do, therefore people go to rehabilitation camp. Correct? Please help me. What do they do in rehabilitation camp? Nothing big, no rocket science. They close it, they see that you are locked inside. You are voluntarily surrendered. And they don't give you a cigarette for 15 days. That's all. And they have all those kind of posters everywhere. If they don't make sense to you first day. And they have a counselors also who come to you after some time. And they may have some supplements which are, they look like cigarette but there is no nicotine in it. I don't know what all they do. But the idea is that they don't give you cigarette. And then 15 days later, when the cigarette force is reduced, out of sight, out of mind, then they come to talk to you. They say, yes, I should not smoke. But in the first day, if you say you want to talk, it doesn't work. So we are all addicted to so many voices. We have to rehabilitate ourselves gradually. So first thing is, Prabhupada says, one side we should chant Hare Krishna, other side we should keep senses away from sense objects. Because it has to be starved. Then gradually it will. So God help those, Prabhupada gives an example, who help themselves. That famous example of a bird which lost the eggs to the ocean. And then what happened is that bird requests the ocean to return my eggs. So then what happened? She said, okay, you don't return my eggs, I'll empty you. So she started drop by drop emptying the ocean. Now when a tapasya happens, it attracts the whole universe. The Hiranyakashipu did big tapasya, it attracted, Brahma came down. The bird was also doing severe tapasya, it attracted. The bird's news spread everywhere. Garuda came to know, so he came down. My sister bird is trying to do something. It's like, the ocean, should I try now? Go down, immediately, okay, please take care. So there is the ocean personified also. Just like Lord Rama also asked the ocean personified, give me way. So what we learn from that example is that the bird did not get eggs because of its strength. It got eggs because of mercy, superior mercy. Similarly, Prabhupada says, we need mercy of Krishna. Another thing he says, the mind's nature. We have to understand the nature of the mind. Mind's nature is, it follows dictates. You are not the mind. You are just like a computer. It follows the commands. Mind's nature is to follow command. Voluntarily, please come under the command of Krishna. Otherwise, it will start following the dictates of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. It will start following the dictates of vices. Voluntarily, we should come under the dictates of Krishna. I am your servant, I am your lotus feet, I am at your lotus feet. Please order me what I should do. Voluntarily. Otherwise, be ready to be dragged by the dictates of the senses. So there is no midway. Yes, this is also famous shloka. Bandhuratmanastasya Bandhuratmanastasya Enatmaivatmana jitaha Anatmanastu shatrutve Artayatmeva shatruva.
For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy.
Krishna has continued from the first, and Prabhupada, one line is there. One who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy, does his life and its mission are spoiled. See, nobody can be enemy like the mind. Suppose you have an enemy, what he will do? He will spread false propaganda against you. Correct? He will maybe remove you from your college or from the job, but your abilities are intact. He can't harm you actually much. But the mind will destroy you. Mind will completely destroy you. It will destroy all your abilities, everything. Correct? The mind is a bigger enemy than anything else. It's the greatest enemy. Prahlad Maharaj also says to his father was looking for an enemy. Now Vishnu, my enemy, and you worship him. Correct? He said like that. You know what Prahlad Maharaj said? My dear father, our only enemy is our own mind. You have no other enemy. We only imagine enemies. Many people are there. He did like this to me, and whole life it goes on. They're meditating on that. Sometimes sahas go, they did that like that. My sahas did like that. Or sahas says, Bahu did like that. And their whole life goes on. You have seen that? Whole life goes on. They put case also, families, nowadays. So, no. Actually, the only enemy we have is our own mind. We have no other enemy. Okay? This is
one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same.
Yeah, because he understands this is a computer only. A letter comes good, bad, and all. I am not the letter. I am not the computer. I am an independent observer. Correct. So for him, anything happens on the screen, heat, cold, this comes. I am not. It's peaceful. Super soul is already reached. Yes, why? It's a very nice example. Just like a river. What happens in a river? When it is too much dusty, you can't see anything. When the river is calm, everything is visible. With a calm mind, you can see the Lord is there. And we will give him, Bhagavatam also has, we can understand the super soul with a clear intelligence. Because always I am getting direction. Continuously. All of us are subservient to the intelligence which is constantly coming. Correct? Just like you are with your father. Father says, don't do like this. Look at a direction. You can understand somebody is with me. All of us actually are being directed. And that is the Paramatma which is doing that. Sitting in all of us are. There is the direction constantly coming. Sometimes they are sitting like that. This we should. Who gave you the direction? Just like you are driving a car. Turn right. Somebody said. That means somebody is sitting with you now. Who told you the turn right? Actually, we are constantly being directed by the Lord, but we are not hearing it. And not only that, our mind, which is the influence of Maya, also produces a direction. It's difficult to discriminate. Whether the direction has come from illusion, Maya, or the direction has come from the Lord, it is difficult to discriminate. Therefore, at neophyte stages, we should go and check from the scripture. Some people are there. When I felt vibration, I got a tree. Nonsense. And not at the neophyte stages. There's a good example. It's like when you're flying a fighter aircraft, it is very difficult to understand you're going up or down in the neophyte stage. Just like in a lift. Sometimes the lift deaccelerates. We feel as if it is falling. It is not falling because it is about to come, it has now reduced the speed. Correct? Big lifts which go over 100 stories. Actually it is going up, but you feel sometimes in between you are falling. But you are not falling. Got it? So the same way, the fighter aircraft which is spinning here, there, you feel I am turning right, you are turning left actually. You may be decelerating something, deacceleration of this side, up or down. Your eardrums actually give you the kind of a feeling, you are up, down. You get thoroughly confused. They said in the beginning stages, just follow the control station. Right means right, left means left, up means up. They said don't depend on your experience because you are not able to understand. So similarly, in the stages we are in, any inspiration you get, we have to check from Guru Sadhu Shastra. You have to check. But in advanced stages, Krishna starts personally dictating. Do. But the pure devotees are like Rishikesha, fully surrendered to the Lord. He uses them. But in our stages, we have to check. We got an inspiration, maybe wrong, maybe right. We don't know. Maybe from Krishna, may not be from Krishna. We don't know. So he has read the super soul and Prabhupada explains the purport that actually we should work by dictation of the Lord, and in pure consciousness we do that. When heart is purified, we work on the dictation of Krishna who is seated in our heart. But when the mind is misled by the external illusory energy, one becomes entangled in material activities. Yeah.
A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same.
Okay, so when you have internal spiritual happiness, it shows you are not looking for external happiness. Therefore, a gold or pebble or stone, everything is same. Correct? When somebody is internally fully satisfied, he is not hunting for pleasures, external pleasures. That's the proof he is spiritually advanced. Just like there was a video somebody had put a video in the room of a so-called Swami, and he was seen with a woman, and also TV was on. Not accepted. Not accepted. Sannyasi cannot. There was a photo somebody had put on Facebook. Sannyasis are having cricket match. Nonsense. Nonsense. Not possible. If they should wear pant shirt and do it. They should be. Why do that dress and do all this? Having playing football. Not at least it's wrong.
A person is said to be still further advanced when he regards all, the honest, the vicious, friends and enemies, the envious, the pious, the sinner, and those who are indifferent and impartial with a equal mind.
Everybody sees the Son of the Lord, and he doesn't have enemy and friend. He knows it's all because of my karma. Sometimes somebody says something unpleasant, we become so angry at it. But the fact is, he is himself not in control. Some karma was to come, some unpleasant thing I had to hear, it came from him. It was my karma, nothing to do with it. He doesn't look at the immediate cause, he looks at the ultimate cause, which is his own karma. So in that way, he is very peaceful. Otherwise we go on, why did you say that to that, why did you say that, correct? Somebody reveals something about you, why did you say that? Because everything is happening in control by the...
A transcendentalist should always try to concentrate his mind on the Supreme Self. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness.
So now you see what happens when you become serious in Krishna consciousness. We become aloof in the sense we become aloof from objects or sense objects. We become aloof from people who are not serious because it disturbs us. Okay? Just like you want to study for exam. If you are serious, you have to be aloof from people who are all the time playing games on computer. These are all jokers. I have to be away from that. I cannot do anything. If I sit with them, that's what happens many times people who go to hostel. They completely become different from what they were. Because they don't know to cut off. They just get, in the sake of friendship, they mix with everything. And then they become also diluted from their determination. So spiritually, somebody is serious in spiritual life, first thing he has to do is not talking about doing sinful activity. Then you are not a spiritualist. You have to keep away from people who do sinful activities. Asasanga. So that will, otherwise it will be very difficult to become serious and disturbed. So we remain aloof.
To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay pusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should neither be too high nor too low and should be situated in a secluded place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and should practice yoga by controlling the mind and the senses, purifying the heart and fixing the mind on one point.
Now what has started is Ashtanga Yoga description from this shloka. Till now was the basic principle which said you should come to a secluded place. Shaucha Deshe. Come to a secluded. Now who can in Kali Yuga follow this? Sit on a seat which is neither too high, neither too low. A cushion made of pushas. But sit because they are sitting whole day. You cannot sit on the ground. It's practical also. But who is ready to go to the forest today? Even simple thing, practical thing which you say, you chant Hare Krishna for some time, that people can't do. And you tell them to go to the forest, it looks very attractive, but it's impossible. It's actually this is very attractive. People like all this kind of thing. Somewhere they will sit down and generally done in the holy places, Prabhupada gives a list of places like Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavana, Rishikesh, Haridwar. Even in the Himalayas, you see people are... Prabhupada for general people it is not possible. Maybe there are some people, few people who can do it, but general people. It's a Vedic practice, so we cannot say that it is wrong. It is a Vedic practice, Ashtanga Yoga. But today it is difficult for people. And as it will come at the end of it, Arjuna itself will say, Krishna, I can't do it. And Prabhupada says, and the purport of that, when a personality like Arjuna said he can't do, forget any one of you. That is the essence of Arjuna rejecting. Because on behalf of all of us, he is saying, today it is not possible. Okay? But the process is fine. See, then why did Krishna discuss about Ashtanga Yoga? Because he is covering every kind of thing. And then at the end of the chapter he will say, because people will say Krishna didn't talk about Ashtanga Yoga, which is the Vedic process. Correct? Krishna talks about that, and the end of the chapter says devotee is the highest. So in that way, that is better. So it is difficult, and you see the purport. Prabhupada saying Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, directly in the purport. Only Harinama is the way in Kali Yuga. This whole process is not continued. Correct? And anybody will allow you. You say, I'll go to the forest, Himalayas, and I'll sit down. It looks very nice. Peaceful place, sit down. And try to meditate on the Lord. Yeah.
One should hold one's body, neck, head, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life.
See, Matchitaha, the word is Matchitaha. Correct? You see that? Mat. You see here? Mat Chittaha. Mat means me. Now, most of the yogis, they forget this thing. What they do at the home, it is just for help. They completely forget the very purpose of yoga is to fix the mind on the Paramatma situated in the heart. And what they do is finally just for some help. It has zero spiritual benefit. Prabhupada used to say openly, it's a farce. It's a farce. There's zero spiritual benefit. Health, we are not denying that. In medical it is proven each asana has health benefit. We are not denying that. But spiritual, please don't cheat yourself and other people. There is no spiritualism. There is nothing. There is no spiritual benefit. Because unless this is not there, meditate on me, the Lord in the heart. The yoga system has zero spiritual. What is spiritual about it? They had in America, in Prabhupada, and something called transcendental meditation, TM, started by some rishi. I don't want to say name, people get angry. So what happened? They went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, what is transcendental about it? Please tell me. What is transcendental about it? And then finally all that farce of, jumping on the cushions around. And our time, 20 years ago, it was a big thing. TV will come, the person is, you can also practice actually, not very difficult. Jump. And they will show scales, he jumped to 2 inch, 3. That is just, you put in Olympics, many gymnasts will do better. You can have, without your so-called meditation, they will do better than that. Farce actually. The cheat people, people lose respect for spiritualism because of all this rubbish farce. All the throwing ash, jumping on cushions, people lose respect.
Thus, practicing control of the body, mind and activities, the mystic transcendentalist attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence.
Again, Prabhupada is pointing out. You see, to achieve the kingdom of God, Nirvana Paramam Matsthanam. Matsthanam means Krishna's abode. They forget this. You ask any yogi, including the guru. He has become a guru in yoga, he is not fit to be even a disciple. This is a bold statement. He is not even fit to be a disciple and he has become a guru. You go to school, he is not fit to be a student and he has become teacher. How horrible. He doesn't even know. Matsthanam, the goal of yoga is to, in my own college I remember, some interest was there. And one some yogi used to come to teach us yogasanas. And it was allowed in the college. They had given a room to him. And we used to all go to learn. And many times I used to inquire, nothing in him. He didn't say you are doing this, you have to meditate on the Lord in the heart. Ultimate, your conclusion of yoga is you have to go to Vaikuntha, Lord's abode. They themselves don't know. Actually, they are not fit to be students only, and they become teachers. And they mislead, how many, you say all the big yogis who are so popular on in India, correct? You ask them, they don't know. Actually, they have not even studied basics. Bhagavad Gita only gives a summary in few verses. Actually, the details are still more. Here is a summary given. Essence has been given of all yoga system. But the essence itself is so clear that people are thoroughly misled. And another thing is that Ashtanga Yoga has 8 parts. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. They never talk about yama niyama, rules and regulations. Never. Only they talk about asana and pranayama. And they never talk about the goal is samadhi. You cannot just cut and paste like that. You have to tell the whole Ashta Anga means 8 parts of it. Next.
There is no possibility of once becoming a yogi for Arjuna if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough.
Very important. You should moderate. But there is no moderation of sinful activities, which is the modern day culture. Modern day culture says we can have moderation of sinful activities. Little girlfriend, little smoking, little drinking. No. Zero means zero. Abstinence means abstinence. Moderation is only for, many people say, Gita says, no, your Gita says moderation. And not moderation of sinful activities, moderation of eating and sleeping. But people stress there, sleep too much. And you're from where? Even one Matha, when Swamiji was seeing a movie, somebody asked him why, he quoted this shloka. Because it says, it will come. Next shloka. You tell from this shloka he quoted.
He who is temperate in his habits of eating, sleeping, working and recreation can mitigate all mentally pains by practicing the yoga system.
Yeah, so the Matha, he was a Matha Swami, watching movie. So one person went and asked him, what is all this, Swami? You are in a cinema. No, Bhagavad Gita says, Yukta ahara viharasya vihara. Enjoyment, moderately I am enjoying. Because it is all, so many abominable activities happen in a movie. We should not do it. At least admit it is wrong. Don't. Horrible it is to justify.
When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to have attained yoga.
Yes, next.
As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self.
Okay, so mind becomes fixed. And actually that happens in Krishna. The Prabhupada always says, a truly Krishna conscious person is fixed in his service. That's called the Madhyama stage, Madhyamadikari. Is fixed in his service constantly. That's his aim state. Yes.
The stage of perfection is called trance or samadhi, when one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in the boundless transcendental happiness and enjoys himself through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater pain, no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact.
Such a beautiful shloka. And this should be the goal of our life. Correct? This is a perfect goal. Something you want to achieve, this you want to achieve. There is no higher happiness. There is no greater gain. Correct? And one is person is a boundless spiritual life. I know there is nothing higher to gain. And that is what happens in Krishna consciousness actually. When we come to Krishna consciousness, there is nothing higher. This is the biggest thing I could not even dream of. I think most of us never even dreamt of Krishna consciousness. It's such a great gift. And this is what we should try to give to somebody. Not some, fickle sense gratification. And whole life we should work for this.
One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with undeviating determination and faith. One should abandon without exception all material desires one falls into, and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind.
You have to control the senses by the mind. It's going, the description of Ashtanga Yoga is going on. Yeah.
Gradually, step by step, with full conviction, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else.
Gradually, shanai. It's not that one day it will happen. Gradually, Our mind is fixed on the Lord. We should keep our endeavor.
From whatever and wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self.
The beauty of this chapter is very nice on mind control, because Krishna's continuously instructions are coming. They control the mind, fix it back on the Lord. Always keep. Actually, best is to keep. We should keep some time in a day to hear about Krishna. Practically speaking, this would work. And as you hear about Krishna, the mind becomes purified and engladed and easily fixed there. Yeah.
The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest happiness. By virtue of his identity with Brahman, he is liberated. His mind is peaceful. His passions are quieted. And he is free from sin.
Correct. Mind is just like, that's what Shravana Kirtana is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. So Shravana also includes chanting. So chanting and hearing about Krishna, when this process is going on, then what happens? Any family can do that. Keep some time, read about Krishna. The whole family hears. Their minds will be pacified. Otherwise, you have to deal as a head of family with all their crazy minds. He is demanding this, he is demanding that. Correct? That's what happens. Best is keep some time, let them all hear about Krishna. And maybe have some kirtan or we chant together. So everybody will be peaceful. So he attains the highest happiness. By virtue of his identity with Brahman, he is liberated. His mind is peaceful. Passions are quiet. He is patient. There was once one team. I saw them somewhere. They had come for pilgrimage. Some 4,000 people. Team from Chapati. So I asked them, the team, how are they everybody? He said, we don't take anybody who is not chanted 16 hours. I said, why? It's difficult to manage them. Once they chant in 16 hours, they don't cause much trouble. At least. Otherwise, they will have so many things. The fan is not working. It's so hot here. When you go on pilgrimage, you see, the fact is there are some difficulties. You're on a trip. You can't have everything perfectly arranged. And if somebody is not a serious devotee, he will cause havoc there. And it happened, once. That story, no time. Yeah, next one.
Steadying the self, being free from all material contamination, the yogi achieves the highest perfectional state of happiness to touch with the Supreme Consciousness. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees everything, every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me everywhere.
He said the statement, we have no separate, independent identity. He sees for everybody. Everybody is servant of Krishna. Krishna is there in everybody's heart and we are all in Krishna's energy. So that way, inside, outside, both are there.
For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me.
Okay? Krishna is inside everybody heart, everybody is inside Krishna's energy. Okay? Me everywhere and everything in me. Everything in me means everything is in Krishna. We are all staying in Krishna's energy. Okay? So I am never lost nor ever lost. The devotee comes to that condition, understand? Yeah.
The yogi who knows that I and the super soul within all creatures are one, worships me, and remains always in me in all circumstances.
Okay. Clearly understand that the Paramatma is not different from Krishna. It is one amsha, a feature of Krishna. Okay, so you understand. Today we were under Prabhupada explaining that Paramatma role is supply, but that cannot be the complete personality. Just order supply is not a complete personality. The complete personality is Krishna's pastime, the Vaikuntha. Correct? He doesn't have one job, only is your order supply. He has his own life in Vaikuntha with sweet devotees. That is one aspect of the law. But this way Krishna said, I am the Paramatma, which you have meditated.
He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true quality of all beings, both in their happiness and distress, O Arjuna.
Prabhupada continues the purport of the devotee is the best welfare worker because he gives Krishna consciousness. He says the yogi, you see the last line, the yogi is interested only in selfish interest. He goes to the forest and his own self is benefited. But a devotee stays in the society and tries to benefit everybody. So he is better. Okay? Yogi goes to the forest, his own self is meditating. But a devotee, not only he is benefiting, he tries to benefit everybody. He is still better. Yeah. Arjuna question. Yeah, you read.
Arjuna said, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady."
Prabhupada spends time in the purport in so many books also. When Arjuna has rejected this yoga system, you do think Prabhupada says you're greater than Arjuna? Arjuna is a personal friend of Krishna, a great warrior which could Maharati, could fight 1,000 people at a time. So powerful fighter. And he said, and who knows how to live in the forest. See, if you hear Ashtanga Yoga, 99% problem will be because of the living in the forest. How to live in the forest. There is no kitchen, from home food cannot come. Live on roots, leaves. We say that itself is impossible. Okay. That was not Arjuna's worry, because Gurukuls, they were all in the previous time acclimatized to the forest. They know how to live in the forest. Because they have to go Vanaprastha sannyas, everybody knows. Gurukuls used to be in the forest many times. They know how to live. But the problem was controlling the mind. He was very honest. You are telling me, Krishna, I fix my mind on you, wherever it runs, bring it and fix it on you. I can't do it. And what is the answer he gives? Now let's chant it. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, Pramadi balavatrivam, Prasyam nigraham manye, Vayoriva sudushkaram. For the mind is anger.
For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it seems to be more difficult than controlling the wind.
That is impossible. Nobody can control the wind. You cannot control the mind. Yes, forget it. I can control this. So that is so nice. He's humble. He's honest. He's that's a student. He says you control the mind, and he's hearing. He's not like sometimes when the teacher is taking class in the college, we are sitting. He's not hearing like that. He's hearing word by word what Krishna is saying. And say, Krishna, you told me to control the mind and fix on you. You should not waver like a candle doesn't shake. My mind should not shake. I can't do this. He's hearing seriously. He's not just hearing, sometimes at home what happens, puja, satyanaran, katha happens. Swamiji is speaking. He spoke very nicely. But we don't want to follow one word of what he said. Not that kind of katha is going on. He's hearing word by word. He has a real-time problem. He's hearing to solve the problem. He's not just hearing for. It is good to hear. Not to follow. Yeah.
The blessed Lord said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb this restless mind, but it is possible by constant practice and by detachment.
Yes, so Krishna says, Arjuna, I didn't just give instruction that it cannot be followed. It can be followed, but by continuous practice and by detachment. Okay, it is possible. Just like we say chant Hare Krishna, there is no taste in the beginning, but it's not chant. Practice and detachment, gradually you will fix the mind.
For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work, but he whose mind is controlled and who strives by right means is assured of success. That is my opinion.
Okay. So one mind is unbridled. Actually, Arjuna, another point, has taken a situation of a Kshatriya. He is actually a person associated with the Lord whose mind is fixed on Krishna. But still, he is always in a humble situation as a Kshatriya. But Krishna is saying if the mind is not controlled, you cannot advance in any yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, bhakti-yoga. No, it will not work. It's a difficult work. Okay? So mind has to be controlled. We cannot jump over that and practice spiritual life. Yeah. Now Arjuna asks a question.
Arjuna said, what is the destination of the man of faith who does not persevere, who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?
See what happens to the man who takes to spiritual life and he falls down. Next line completes this question.
O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man, being deviated from paths of transcendences, perish like a river cloud with no position in any sphere?
Yes. There's just like you say, I was telling you last time, even going to temple on Sunday evening is preaching. Why? But the point is, we are telling people where to go by an example. People, when they don't know how to spend the Sunday evening, they learn, oh, this is how I should spend. So like that, everything is preaching. But say somebody says that I didn't become perfect in spiritual life, then I lost both ways. Neither spiritually I enjoyed, and at home at least I could have watched TV. I could not enjoy either. Correct? Spiritual life means you give up so many sense gratification. Neither I am enjoying spiritual life, neither I am enjoying material life. What is my life? Somebody will think like that. Arjuna's question is a tricky, clever question. There is another deeper meaning which Prabhupada will say. See what happens, particularly for some of us, we have given up our material duties. Correct? Actually, it is a simple activity. Correct? Everybody has to take care of the parents and home. We've given that up. We just serve Krishna. We have done a sin. But now, if I engage in Krishna's service with sincerity, that sin will not attack me. Because I go back to body. The sin remains here. It is burned. But in case I am not sincere, that sin may affect me. And next life, I may be in an uncomfortable condition because the Papa will act. Papa will act. I am born without any care or help because a reaction has to come. But does not matter. Narada says. Because the greatest gift, whatever stage you have, that Krishna will clarify, is there. Because the main thing is Krishna Bhakti, which is still there. In whatever uncomfortable condition, does not matter. It is still there. So let us see that. That was the famous shloka. Tattva sadharmam charanam bhujam hare vana bhajam atoti pade tatoyoti. Yeah. But if somebody has done his all material duties nicely, then it's anyway waste. Next life he will eat all.
This is my doubt of Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for yourself, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt.
So Prabhupada says, here now, the greatest authority is going to speak. Yeah.
The blessed Lord said, son of Vritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with distraction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. Yeah, the same shloka Tattva Sadharma is reported.
So he says, no, it doesn't matter. How now Krishna is saying? Because Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, it was there, no? What was the thing? What was there? Salvamopi sadharyasya trayate neha vikramanashvasti. One person you advance in spiritual life, next time it continues. Just like suppose we are studying medicine. You leave it in the 5th year, 5.5 years, you leave it 5 years. Waste. If you don't get degree, waste. Correct? Everything in better life, making a building, leave it at the stage of construction is over without putting cement and painting. Waste. Nobody will occupy that building. Correct? Sometimes it happens, they become bankrupt when the half construction is going on. And they are stuck. They can't sell it, nobody will give them good money, neither they can sell the flat because it's not completed. So here it is said something else. Spiritual life, whatever stage you have done it, it's good. But to whatever degree the soul is awakened, next life continues. Yeah. What happens?
The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment of the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or in the family of rich aristocracy.
Yes. Yoga Bhrashta. Yoga Bhrashta. In fact, Prabhupada was in America, and when he came to meet Indira Gandhi, she asked him this question. When he came in India. So he went to her, said, give me some visa because I need people, my people to spread the movement. So she said, I have heard these people are all, CIA agents. That is a rumor in India. He said, what CIA agent? They're getting up 4 o'clock in the morning and working so hard, no facilities and all. Why they will do this tapasya? Can they do it? So she was also, she said, no, I understand, I accept that. And then Prabhupada added, in the previous life, they are all servants of Lord. This life they were again taken into. Because it's not possible, Prabhupada says, they just were like waiting, Krishna's arrangement, they were kept waiting all around. He was endeavoring whole life to go to the West, Krishna did not sanction. And suddenly 70 years sanction came and Krishna had planted the people who can help him to pick it up. True, and Acharya is all powerful. But Krishna makes work comfortable for him, puts in people. Just, by transcendental arrangement, just come and meet. But already they were devoted in the previous life. So the name, already attachment. Suppose this life I become a devotee and by unfortunately suppose you don't go back to Godhead. Next life wherever you are born, this is for who have done only little spiritual life. The next shloka is for done very much advancement. Okay? So little practice also is there. First you will go to Swarga. Nicely enjoy. Some desire, why you not born me, some desire was there. Fulfilled. Then come back to earth, you are born in the family of some Brahmana, peace. pious or rich aristocracy. This question was asked to Prabhupada, why rich aristocracy Krishna is saying? Because the context of the Vedic time Krishna is saying at that time. Because rich people in the Vedic time had a temple, their own independent temple. You know, they would have a big bungalow, their own small temple they would have. And another way is that rich people means he doesn't have to worry about his uta. He can peacefully practice spirituality. Otherwise, you know, so much anxiety will be there. You know, some poor families, you say, I will chant Hare Krishna. Parents are in so much anxiety whether he will be able to get a job. They will not allow him. No. First you have to take care of you. There's so much anxiety. Rich family means these all things are. Yeah.
Or he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Wherein such a birth is rare in this world.
This is advanced. This for a very advanced situation. He is directly born in the family of acharyas. And Prabhupada says here, my humble self and my spiritual master are born like that. Prabhupada's father was a pure devotee, and Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada's father was Bhakti-yoga. So they're born in a way.
On taking such a birth, he again revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Guru. And
Prabhupada in the purport takes the example of Jada Bharata, you know, who had to take birth again because he didn't complete and continue. So Jada Bharata is an example of highly advanced person. Just he could not complete. See, Krishna is very kind but very strict. He wants 100% marks. He will keep giving unlimited supplies till you get 100%. He will not allow 99%. He will take birth again. Jada Bharata was almost over. 98, but one little attachment to a deer. Go back. Clear and come, 100%.
By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist, striving for yoga, stands always above the ritualistic principles of scriptures. Okay.
Naturally, and there is one more shloka Prabhupada gives here. From the Bhagavatam, Aho Patos Pachopi Gari. Hare, this man has the name of the Lord on his tip of the tongue. Here Jiva Agre, on the tip of the tongue, the holy name of the Lord has come. This man must have done all kind of tapas, tapas, all kind of, you know, yagnas, homas, tirtha, everything he has done. So, because we are able to chant Hare Krishna means this has already been done. Very auspicious. And if you are not able to chant means still to be done.
But when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contamination, then ultimately after many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal.
So 100% marks. Krishna is not compromising. You take as many births you want, but you have to clear the exam. Krishna will give chance, but Prabhupada said don't take second chance. In the sense that we don't know what we will do. So like so many people we see are born in a rich family. We see our own friends. They are born in such a comfortable condition. They look so pious also. You go to their home so religious, but they are thoroughly rotten. They get into all sinful habits. Correct? Instead of taking advantage of the situation, they misuse it. Correct? So there is no guarantee what I will do next life if I get that situation. So this life, let me become serious, go back to Krishna. Yeah.
Our yogi is greater than asceti, greater than the empiricis, and greater than the fruity worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi.
So, fruity worker is karmi, karma yogi. Better than him is a jnani yogi, empiricist. Better than him is a yogi. Now, he has not said which yoga, which will say yogi is greater, but among the yogis, which is the greatest yogi, the last shloka. Yoginam api sarvesham vargate antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yoma same yukta tamo mataha. So Prabhupada here writes a beautiful purport. He said word bhaja is there in the bhaja. The bhaja means to serve. He says if you don't show respect to an elder, correct, you will be called discourteous. He doesn't have any etiquettes. But somebody forgets to offer respects to the Lord is thoroughly condemned. Not discourteous, is condemned by God. So he says among all the yogis, bhakti yogi is highest. This is Krishna's mata. Mata means my opinion. Shraddhavan bhajitu, by all faith which is who worships me. Madhgata Antaratmana, I am his destination. Always he is thinking of me. Correct? That devotee. Yeah, with the translation.
And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all.
Correct? Yukta Tamaha. Yukta Tamaha means the highest. And Krishna is saying, this is my opinion. Yoginam api sarvesham. Now Krishna has by 6th chapter covered Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Now he is giving his decision. Become a devotee. Actually he is reassuring Arjuna. It doesn't matter. He told him about Ashtanga Yoga and I was feeling, if I can't do it, Krishna very difficult. So Krishna then told him, no, you can do by prayasa. Krishna, if I fall down, what will happen? He was still doubtful. Krishna, okay, you are telling I can do it, but if I fall down, what is the use then? And Krishna says, it doesn't matter. Bhakti-yoga is highest. So this is an indirect thing, which is a hint, but Arjuna, throughout plays the role of ordinary Kshatriya, so it's difficult to understand. But because he is this pure devotee, Krishna is reassuring in another way that among the pure devotee is the highest. Bhakti yoga is the highest. Srila Prabhupada ki. Next time we do 7th chapter.